parents of North Goa and South Goa schools all over today have been in total discussion about the schools being starting in April and also the NEP process of the new national education system which is being put forward. There is no clarification as such. So with this discussion today, we have accumulated a few parents who could come today, and we decided to submit a memorandum to the Director of Education and also to the CM, because since CM is also the head of education. So one thing which we all are worried is about our children's future, because we all care about our children, and that's why we are here forward to talk about the same. And also knowing the fact that in the month of April, in the month of March end, that is on 22nd, 28th of March, the exams are going to get over, and directly on the 1st of April, schools are going to be starting, which also the students don't have any break, and the whole idea of after exams is a de-stress mode for the children, and they have a full activity skill base, which looks like, quite a scary thing right now, which is happening in Goa. So we the parents today have been, we met Mr. Zingade. He heard every point of ours, and I want to address it today to all the parents. Jai kon garan ha ani aika, please aika to me, because it's very important to know this is for your children's future. We know that the education system has to change, but how it has to change and who it has to keep involved is very important. I think so. We will start off with the first point that we put across is lack of consultation with the stakeholders. That means the principals, the teachers, the parents, the PTA heads, they have not been kept in the loop, and and introducing NEP directly has been quite scary, because after we've heard our Mr. Prasad Lodekar, who is the Secretary for Education, directly say that in April schools are going to be held. I mean, without any consultation, having this, keeping in mind how hot April is for the students. We are already in a yellow alert in the month of February, and what's going to happen in April is not been thought of. Secondly is, there is no law of the central government that mandates to make hurried or rushed change to the start of the year in April. The NEP 2020 and SCFSC 2023 documents do not mandate or suggest the start of the academic year in April, nor do they mandate or suggest to align the academic calendar year with CBSE or ICSE board calendar. Okay, this is the second point, that without keeping that in mind, they have directly gone ahead. It is not mandatory. So why impose that on the children for the month of April? Third is the inadequate infrastructure. You know that most of our schools in Goa don't have proper infrastructure. When I say not enough of washrooms, water scarcity, then also because of there's no proper water in the schools because of summertime, then children will get, all of the infections such as dehydration, then the infections of, UTAC, also kidney stones, and the spread of waterborne diseases. Thirdly is, there is no choice of vocational subjects before the students, and therefore forced to take up only vocational subject offered by the school. The training of the teachers for the implementation of NEP 2020 is below the standard, as the resource material of the SCRT was found to be lacking, and this issue was raised in the Goa Legislative Assembly. Then the fourth point that we discussed is the climatic condition. आणि जाणा की एप्रिल महिन्याने इतले गरम जाता that children cannot be into closed room, nor we have a cooling facility. At least some schools have fans. Some schools, the fans are not working. We have power cuts. We have water shortages. So keeping the climate into consideration, this April month should not be held, and we should go back to the academic year of June. Then we talk about the contradiction to holistic development. In the month of April, all our children are learning different skill sets. They go for sports, dancing, music, arts, cooking, art class, name the classes, because that is based in building up their skill set. So what if they go to a regular school, they can't do all this kind of skill set and de-stress themselves soon after exam, which will create a lot of impact in their upbringing and, de-stress mode soon after exam. So we've asked, like as much they're saying holistic development, but NEP without consideration that April is going to be tedious soon after exam, They have not put that into mind and just introduced this. Then curriculum changes, increasing the burden of the students. We have clarified with Mr. The director, and he has assured us that there is no extra burden, and the class hours will be the same for the students. It's just that if they're given any project work, they can either do it from home. So in that we ask, if everything is going to be consistent with the hours, why do the children need to come in April? They do not need to come if it's already going to be adjusted in the month from June onward. So which that he had a thought, and he said he will definitely think about it and he will put it across to the committee. Then main thing is unclear instruction. The 7th point is unclear instructions regarding promotion of class 9 standard student causing mental health. Now if the child just finishes exams on 28th of March and then he joins 10th standard in the 1st of April, is the results out? The results are not out. What if by the time the results are out and the child ends up failing? And say the child suddenly now they are promoting mass, first they have mass promotion. If the child is not able to cope up and he is promoted to 10th standard and then suddenly he is told that he is failed in more than 4 or 5 subjects, what is the stress level going to be of the child? First of all, he can't cope up his 9th standard, then he is put into 10th standard education, made to study, and then he has to answer backlogs of his subjects of what he has failed, which is totally traumatizing. On top of that, bullying also can be another impact where the other children will start making fun of the kids, saying that, oh, you have failed, how are you going to complete? So that can cause mental stress to the children, and you never know. With today, the rise of suicidal cases among youngsters, stress level. Now, we parents are here. There will be a lot of parents who don't understand this and will impose a lot of stress on the children. So this will be something that the parents will have to really think about, when it comes to mental stress. So we've asked the director to look into this and to please think, let the results be out first and then proper planning can be done. Backlogs are good, but not when it's like 5 or 6 subjects fail. If the child fails, 2 backlogs I can understand, but if 5 or 6, we don't know what is going to be the outcome after the 9th standard results. It's yet to be seen. Then the next point that we've discussed is the language formula, contrary to the principles of NEP 2020. Now when we talk about languages, when a child is young and introduce different languages, they pick up very quickly and they have the ability to learn. But what if you constrain that and you don't give them the languages? Say suppose you don't give them any of the foreign languages, and if you don't give them the foreign languages, in the future they will not able to get opportunities in the field of international trade, diplomacy, Indian embassy and Indian foreign services. So without the exposure, so children need the exposure. So which I think so the director has clarified, saying that the 8th and 9th I think so will follow the same pattern. They will have the foreign languages. But when we showed the circular that was sent by the director stating that grade 6, they don't have the option. It is nowhere mentioned that they have the option of foreign languages. And we thought we'll clarify this point, which even the director was unaware of, and he said he'll look into this matter and he'll make sure that from 6th standard that option of foreign languages will be there for the children, so that let them from 6th standard start off and gradually learn, because when a child learns a foreign language at the very start, they will learn like the pronunciations properly and they will not be hurried into it, and their education will be much better than just hurriedly given from the 8th standard. So this is something that the director said he will look into it. Then the next part is the disastrous planning for implementation of NEP, the 9th standard. I think so we have a Dr. Priya over here who also asked, the 9th standard students were made to answer in a certain, Dr. Priya?
Yeah.
If you can explain to that point of the 9th standard
So
exams.
what basically we asked is, which they are denying, but we were told, as my child is in the 9th standard, that the 9th standard was board exams. There were supposed to be 2 board exams. The 9th standard students have already answered 1 board exam and the second board exam is in April. But they are denying that we never said they are board exams. They were just exams. Now the first exam that the child answered was of 80 marks, where 40 marks was MCQs and 40 marks was subjective. Now, the 40 marks that the child answered in MCQs, the children were asked to answer in OHP sheets, mark in OHP sheets. Now those OHP sheets where you mark, you put a circle, it's hardly 1.5 to 2 millimeter circle where
So
you
like
mark
small dots.
an option. These OHP sheets have to go into an OHP machine which reads it and gives you the marks. This was not done. The OHP sheets were given to the teachers to manually correct them. So we asked, a teacher is sitting with 120 OHP sheets. How much of human error is going into it? And how much of stress is going into that child who doesn't know how much have I scored in MCQs and how much have I scored in subject?
So then also we've realized that the question papers set were lacking standard and had many grammatical mistakes, and the portion syllabus was sent to the student and parents in August after starting NEP last year in June. So there has been a delay. So in all these pointers that I have read out right now, we have got our main suggestion that we put forward to the director is, first thing is, revoke the circular to start academic year in April and retain the traditional June start of the academic year, allowing adequate time for the students to refresh their minds and come fully prepared for a new year. Second point, modify the circular, increasing the circular content / hours to avoid increasing the circular burden of the student. Third one, provide optional additional enrichment programs to bring about holistic development of the students as envisaged in the NEP 2020 in the month of April, like coaching camps in various sports, disciplines and skill-based learning courses. The next point is continue to provide students their right to study the foreign languages that have been offered so far: French, Portuguese, German, Arabic, etc. So if all these pointers are put forward, what we can request the director and the CM from the parents who are present here, a lot of parents couldn't come, but all the parents are doing signature campaigns and are going to be emailing the director, and we told the director also that you will be receiving lots of emails from PTA members from all over the school, because this is a great concern and we are not against NEP, we are very happy that the change is happening. But how the implementation is being put forward is the scariest part. And we do not want the children who are presently in school to be guinea pigs. There are going to be a lot of trial and errors implementing it. So we have to be careful before putting this forward. Because children's life are at stake. And I think so all of us parents sacrifice a lot to raise our children up. And I think so education department has their right to make sure that they give the best for the children without making them go through any mental torture or through, their, sicknesses that they can get from school. And very important
we asked a very simple question, that whether the textbooks will be ready by April. They have no answer for it. They don't know. They are not sure whether the textbooks will be ready in April or whether textbooks will come in June. When the textbooks are not ready in April, why do you want to start schools in April?
Very true.
So the answer given to us was books will be there in the form of
e-books.
E-books.
And e-books in the sense not all the students have the capability of a gadget to bring into school hours. So normally what happens in the regular school hours, you have a textbook, you open it up, the teacher recites and the children follow through the textbook. So if they are e-book, how the children are supposed to go through those books? So that's going to create again another burden which children will not understand. Again tuitions will happen during holidays time, and which also I think so the director was he really heard us. He didn't he understood our concern, because even he's a parent himself, but his kids are older, but we have our children in school right now and we can see the difficulty. So we told the director, so please come on ground level and see what parents are facing. And I think so he's going to be getting a committee together, and we'll call few parents, around 8 or 9 parents, to have a discussion. We've also requested him, like if the CM also can be there, so we can put this forward, since he's the education minister and the head of the state. If his presence also will be there and this discussion can be done, keeping in mind not only our children who are present here, but thousands and lakhs of children all over Goa who are going to be attending the academic school for this company. Thank you so much. Sorry for the delay. Parents, I'll give you all the. I'll give it. Please stand there. That's okay. Come, parents. Stand there. Come, try. Come. Closer frame. Closer people. Beta, 1 second. So the memorandum.